back to my channel. Today's video, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be talking in depth about the pros and cons of being a CNA and also being a CNA before nursing school and working as a CNA during nursing school too. So I'm going to be hitting some topics in this one. If you're new here, I'm Maddie. I'm a nursing student. I'm actually now starting my quarter 2 in a couple weeks of nursing school. So I'm going to be trying to post some more videos of nursing school related or CNA related. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button and like this video if you also like it. So I was a CNA for about 4 months. It was called at the hospital I was working at a patient care technician. So it's the same thing, require the license, but I still had it. I decided to get my CNA license to gain experience before nursing school and see if this is what I wanted to do. So a pro of being a CNA before nursing school, you can see what the nurses are doing and seeing if it's something you're interested in. I've always been interested in the healthcare field and wanted to be a nurse, but also at the same time wasn't sure what else there was out there. I became a CNA and decided to get the experience of what it would be like working in a hospital as a nurse. As a CNA, you work alongside the nurses, so I got to see what they do and what their daily lives are as a nurse in the hospital. So I thought it was pretty cool to work alongside them. I was able to help them, and I also was able to gain experience working with patients. So like I said, how you can gain experience before nursing school, you can make good connections with your patients and you can get comfortable and more confident working as a CNA in the hospital before nursing school because you can just learn a lot. So as in gaining experience and gaining confidence, I feel like when I start my clinicals, I will be more confident in walking into a patient's room, understanding how it's supposed to go compared to those who have not worked in a hospital or worked alongside with patients. They're not going to feel as confident, but I mean, I haven't experienced it yet as in clinicals, but I know for skills and learning material from my CNA course, was able to know the basics before coming into nursing school, and I feel prepared for that. Being a CNA is also so rewarding because you get to help patients alongside. I feel that's very the cheesy line always to say you get to help patients and that's what we're here to do, but really that is I feel I come in, when I went into the hospital, I'd come in and I would have the same patient I had the day before and see how they're doing and see if they're progressing, and it would just be rewarding to see them getting better and that I'm helping them get better too. We're going on daily walks and I'm seeing their energy boost up, and then they're able to go home, and then I see them get discharged. So then it was really nice to see that a patient was able to go home. It felt rewarding to me because I knew I was helping them too, and then we all work as a team obviously to help everybody, so it's not just me. It just felt nice to know that a patient was able to get to go home and I was able to help him. Along with some cons of working as a CNA, it is tough work. It's heavy work, and normally people call it the dirty work, and I sometimes say that too because it kind of is. You're cleaning up after patients, you're helping them get ready and helping with their daily living activities if they're unable to. So working as in a long-term care facility, when I did my clinicals for CNA there, that was tough. It was a lot of heavy work, lifting patients. I just felt you're supposed to use your legs, and sometimes I wasn't using my legs, so I feel my back was hurting really bad. So, and then compared to the hospital, there were some more independent patients. I didn't have to lift over and change them constantly. There were some here and there, but as in working in the hospital, it wasn't as heavy workload as working in a long-term care facility. There would be, in the long-term care facility I was doing my CNA clinicals at, there would only be the CNAs doing all the work, and then the nurses would just come around, give them medication, and just do very limited. The CNAs were constantly doing the work, and there were only 2 to 3 CNAs for 8, 9, a lot more patients compared to the hospital. I only had 5 to 6 patients. And I also we worked as a team, helping each other. If I needed help lifting someone, they would help me, but still I just felt I strained my back. I always had back pain after. So that's another con to it. It's heavy workload. I'm tiny, and I try to work out, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be able to do everything on my own, so you do have to ask for help when it comes to that point. Another con that I would say, I was exhausted. Since it is heavy workload, I got tired so easily. Like, yes, I was working 3 12-hour shifts, and nurses do that too, but I just felt drained. Like, I would come home and I'd immediately go to bed, and I wake up the next morning if I had another shift. I just didn't want to do anything. I felt like mentally it was exhausting too, because I felt I was cutting things off. Like, I was just going to work, and then I would want to sleep and stay in bed the whole next day if I had it off. Like, I wouldn't want to go out and explore and do things outside of on my day off. Like, that's what my day off is for, not just for relaxing, but I feel like to get to do things that I wasn't able to because I'm working 12-hour shifts. So that's another con, but honestly, I do recommend being a CNA before you go into nursing school, because it will help you understand if it's something you want to do, and you can just gain that experience and confidence. Like, I know when I become a nurse, I will have respect for the CNAs also, because since I was one, I like know what the CNAs do, and I'm going to be very thankful for them. As when I'm a nurse, I'm going to help them, because since I was one, I know what they are doing, and I want to be able to help them too. Like, they're not just my assistant only, they're still the patient care assistant, not the nurse's assistant. When you put it that way, they're helping the patients too. I'm not gonna say, oh, go get me this, go get me that. Like, I want to, oh, I can go do that. I have time to go do that. If I don't have time, maybe I will tell them to do it. But if I have time to do something, I'm not gonna call my CNA or like call it on their little, we call them Voceras. Not call and be like, oh, can you go do this, do that, do that. Like, I'm probably, if I have time, I'm gonna do it right then and there. I don't wanna push them over or walk over them, because since I was one, I know what they do and how hard they work also. Like, I'm going to appreciate mine so much. Another pro to it as becoming a CNA, you can see what type of unit you wanna work in. I started off on a med-surg floor, not a big fan of it. So I really want to go work with children and like labor and delivery, because I feel like I can connect with kids very well. Like, I used to be a babysitter, I used to be a gymnastics coach. I'm able to create conversations better with children. I don't know why, but just adults, I feel like they expect more, and just children, they're so nice, and sometimes they will say the truth, but at the same time, they don't know they're in what situation that they're in. So I feel like I can comfort them and care for them more than working with adult patients. And labor and delivery, I think that's just an amazing thing to see a baby being born. Like, it just seems so beautiful. So something that I'd be interested in is working on a pediatric unit or even labor delivery. So that's what I'm more interested. I found out I'm not a big fan of med-surg units, so maybe I could work pediatric med-surg. That might be something I'm interested, but adult, not a big fan. So working in a hospital before nursing school, you can get your foot in the door and see what you like and don't like. Like I said, getting your foot in the door, you meet so many people as a CNA in the hospital, and it's connections. It's really good connections. So when I come back home, if I need a job, like, they know how hard I work, and I'm a reliable employee to hire. So that's something to look into when you're thinking about what you need to go into. So if you are interested in becoming a CNA, I have a couple other videos I posted of the first week of my life as a CNA. I have what to expect when you're in becoming a CNA. I have like what you do and what you do as a CNA, and just the way I took what I did to become a CNA. And I think it's another video of like my first day in my CNA program. So if you have the opportunity to become a CNA, I highly recommend it. Just if you want to do it for a couple months, you can just see if it's for you or not. I did get pre-shift anxiety all the time, and then slowly towards the end I got a little bit more calmer when I was in the hospital constantly working, but I did have that like high anxiety, and I know that nurses get that too, so I'm probably gonna get that as a new grad nurse. But if you have the opportunity, do it. If you don't, there are some other alternatives. I know you can volunteer in the hospital too, so I would recommend that too. I started volunteering my first year of college, so if you can volunteer and don't have the money to do a CNA program, then start volunteering that way, and then maybe work and save up money and then start a CNA program. There are CNA programs that I think are a little bit longer, and then some that are really fast-paced. Like, I did a fast-paced one. I would Google CNA programs near you and see what fits best for your schedule. So also working as a CNA. I totally forgot about this, but working as a CNA during nursing school. So, or just work in general. Some people can do it, some people can't. I'm that type of person who couldn't do it. I was working on the weekends. I went down to one shift, and my one shift would probably be a Saturday and then a Sunday for the following week. It's like Monday or Sunday through Saturday is one full week, and then the following week. Anyways, that's confusing. So I would have back-to-back shifts. Sometimes I would have exams on Sundays, and I wasn't able to work. And I just felt I would get exhausted if I worked Saturday and I had an exam on Sunday. I wasn't able to review my notes or just look over anything. Because I was at work. I just felt exhausted, and I felt like I couldn't do it, and it was just a lot on me, and I wanted to focus more on school, making sure I get good grades and I'm passing the classes. So you can always try working for the first few weeks in nursing school, see if it's for you. If it's not, then you can quit your job and maybe get a job that isn't so heavy, or see if you can do like shorter shifts. I know 12 hours, I think that was what I could only, maybe 8 or something, but maybe talk to your manager, work it out. But working during nursing school was not for me, so I'm no longer CNA. I was able to gain so much experience within those 4 months, and I feel like I learned a lot, and I made good connections with some nurses, and they're so nice. So I'm really looking forward to the end of my nursing school or journey to become a nurse and actually work in the hospital as a nurse too. But I'm glad I got the experience as a CNA. It was really worth it. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Sorry, I kind of jumbled around a little bit, but if you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below. Tell me, ask me any questions about CNA, or you can head over to my Instagram also. I will put it right here for you guys, and you can ask me any questions in my DMs as well. You can always reach out, so yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below or DM me, and I will see you in my next video.